Hey guys, welcome to the Childcare Directors Chair podcast. I'm your host, Erica Saccoccio, and today I am joined with the wonderful, amazing, happy to call my friend, Rashawn. I'm super excited to have her here today, but I want to talk a little bit about the difference between coaching and mentoring and how you can use these to bring success to your program. So that's what we're going to talk about today. For those of you who listen to the show, you already know Rashawn. She's been on 2 or 3 times, and we're going to keep having her on because she's amazing. Rashawn is a
Aw.
powerhouse. She is a powerhouse in early childhood field. She has helped build some incredible teams along the way, and I'm so glad to tell you about my friend. So Rashawn, welcome to the show.
Thank you, friend. I appreciate every time we're on here. It's like, old times. I love it.
Yes, ma'am. So Rashawn is super busy. She's actually just squeezed us in today. She is teaching 4 sessions today, and we're during her lunch break. So we're going to get right into it. Rashawn, why do you think coaching and mentoring is so important for childcare directors?
I think it's important because that's how we shape the leaders that we're wanting in our programs. A lot of staff do not come to us with leadership skills. They don't come to us, knowing what they want to be and how to get there. So we take the time as we build our program. We take the time to build staff as well, so that way they are integrated into our program. They don't come here perfect like we want them to. So we're building them. We're sitting with them. We're giving them feedback. We're helping them navigate where we want them to go and also where they want to go.
Yeah. And
hmm
so talk about the mentorship piece of that. Talk about how mentorship.
So for mentoring, you're there with them and you're guiding them. You are developing that relationship. So it's not like it's a one-sided thing, and it's not a one-time thing. You're actually developing plans and developing a process with your mentee, to get them where they want to go. We as leaders see where we want them to go, and we have an idea of where we want them to go, but we get them where we want them, where they want to go. And so we're developing relationships. We're having scheduled meetings. We're, giving them feedback on what we've observed and giving them tools to get where they're going. So mentoring and coaching is almost one and the same. One is a lengthy time period with more depth, and one might be a session here and there to get the participant where they would like to go.
Yeah, I think that's why I love coaching. I love the coaching part because, like you said, helping people uncover where they want to go. Because so often
Yeah.
the answers are within them, and it's just you're sometimes the
hmm
mirror holding it up because they don't always see what we see in themselves, right?
Yeah.
So much self doubt and in this field for sure, especially
Yeah.
women, and sometimes we're a little hard to boast on ourselves. I mean, not a problem you or
Mhm.
I have, but for some other
Yeah.
folks, right? That is a problem that they
hmm
have. They don't really see how amazing they really are, and sometimes you got to drag that out of them. Um,
Yeah.
I know it's not easy to coach and mentor, and it's a skill you have to develop. What do you think is the
hmm
hardest part about being a coach or a mentor for your team?
Um, I think it's recognizing that they need to change something they've been doing for a while. It's a behavioral shift. Whereas it was about, this is how I do it. Well, it's not about you. So you have to shift for the team, or you have to shift for your classroom, or shift for this child. So for my group, it is getting them out of the headspace of, this is how I've been doing it. And they're never rude or ugly. It's just a matter of, okay, let me shift the chain. Let me shift how I'm doing this. I'm right to an extent of what I'm doing, but I just need to shift it and recognize I'm changing it to fit the needs of the child or the classroom.
Yeah. What do you think for your own personal growth? What would you say the hardest part about being a coach or a mentor for your team for you?
Um, it's them. I wouldn't say taking advice from me, but it's the comfortability and the familiarity versus if it's someone else, that they're like, okay, I can listen to this person, or I can, for my group, they'll take what I'm saying, but there's a comfortability level there that's professional, but it's a familiar level. If it
Mm-hmm.
were someone different, they're taking in every aspect of the conversation. With me,
Yeah.
they might take in, 80%, 90%. And I don't get offended because I recognize, that you're going
Sure.
to probably get your meal from someone else. You're going to get that golden nugget from someone else. It's going to make my group look good. It's going to make you look good. So
Yeah.
I think that familiarity and comfortability, and sometimes I can sound like a dull knife, or I can sound like, oh, here she goes again. And so my thing is, as long as you get it and get it right, I don't care where you get it from.
Mm. I would
Hmm.
say one of the things I think is maybe more of a challenge for me is like I feel like I always also have to continue to grow and be better.
Yeah,
And the better
yeah,
that, right? Because, you think about
yeah.
the lid or the cap, right? Your people only can get as good as you get. And so I think
Hmm.
continuing to push yourself, right? Especially if you're an advanced leader listening to the show, I
Yeah.
don't care if you've been in the field 26 years. I promise you, you are not at your fullest potential. So I think that's one of the things that I think we need to recognize.
Mhm.
Like we want to
Yeah.
coach our team to be better and all of that, which is great. But sometimes you haven't invested in your own self, recently, and so you're kind of still doing things from 10 years
Yes.
ago too, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. And I'm never ashamed to know something and learn something different. And
Mhm.
with all the hats that I wear, some of the things that I'll introduce is old school because something else I worked on is newer and it's a new
Mhm.
school. So I got to
Mhm.
kind of circle back and continually reinvent everything as I go,
Right.
as it changes. I gotta let me go back. And so you're reinventing yourself as a professional all the time, whether you're a trainer, whether
Yeah.
you're a coach, it doesn't matter what hat you wear, you're always reinventing yourself. If you're doing the learning aspect and you're taking in the nugget, you're always going to be reinventing yourself. And that's a good thing because after a while, it's like, oh, it's so repetitive and it's so boring or outdated. And that's one thing that we as coaches and mentors need to pride ourselves on is, hey, we need to look at some new resources. The message is always going to be the same, but we need to
Sure.
look at a new way of doing things
Mhm.
because we're dealing with a new group. Some people are afraid to let AI into their lives. You don't have to let all of it in. A robot's not coming to your door.
Mhm.
Something as simple as Chat GBT or, all those things can help project where you're going in a more healthier manner that takes the load off of you.
Yeah. I think too
Hmm.
a lot of people mix up coaching and mentoring and think that they're doing them, but maybe they're really not. What do you think
Yeah.
are like, let me dig a little deeper, like what you think the key differences between the two and why directors need both in their leadership tools?
Ooh.
Girl, you're
I
gonna
want
come
to.
on my show. I gotta ask the good
You
questions
do
here.
ask the good questions. I want to say that one key is the length of time and the connection, because one of them might be for a longer period of time than the other.
Okay.
Because they're kind of one and the same a little bit. And so that's what I think. Because you might coach someone for, a little bit, depending on, grants or whatever.
Hmm.
But then you might be a mentor, and that's like, this is my person, this is my mentor. There's that personal connection, that longevity. So I think identifying, your strongest team leader, your strongest team lead can help project that method, put that coaching or mentoring skill to use in your program that takes the load off of you as a leader. Use who you've got in-house to be that and help make that easier for you.
I think I might look at them a little bit different. Yes, the length of time for sure is sometimes a
Mm-hmm.
factor. I think I sometimes look at coaching where it's really, really focused on that person, their perspective, their goals, that kind of thing, like their journey. And I think I look at
Mm-hmm.
mentoring as sharing my journey. Like, here's what I've learned
Yeah.
along the way, right? So I think I look at
Yeah.
them very separately. Coaching is all about you, and I'm here to support
Mm-hmm.
you, mirror, cheer you on, all
Mm-hmm.
of those things help you uncover. But I feel like
Mm-hmm.
mentoring is more me sharing my years of wisdom and what I
Mm-hmm.
learned along the way, So I think I look at
Yeah.
those a little bit differently, but
Mm-hmm.
ultimately
Mm-hmm.
the same, because
Yeah, yeah,
mentoring, as you
yeah.
said, it's somebody, a lot of times it's somebody that you have a deep connection with. And so they
Right.
look up to you, and there's some relationships there. All right.
Absolutely.
So let's get into the good stuff. What are 5 easy steps that childcare directors can start taking right now today to improve their coaching and mentoring skills? Nothing complicated, just like
No.
real world, Rashawn, practical business girl.
Ah, I would say, 5. Look at who's on staff and who you can delegate that to, right? Because it's not necessarily going to be you all the time. You've got other things to do, like, I don't know, run a program. So that
Mm-hmm.
would be my number one thing is delegate that to someone else. Number two, already you as the leader can lay out a plan of how you want your mentorship and your coaching program to go. You can create your own in-house coaching mentoring program and let your coach follow it, because it's based on your brand, on your motto, on your, whatever your school's theorist is or focused is. It can be driven based on that, which ties it back to your brand.
Mm-hmm.
um I would say the third thing I would say would be, ooh ooh as a leader, figure out how to add your spin on it too, because even though you're not training or teaching on it, you still want a bit of your nuggets in there. Like,
Mm,
oh well, the director would say blah 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 blah, or here's the director's piece from of the inside the coaching program, because you don't want it to take away. You don't want the coach to add in something that does not coincide with what the director feels, because at the end of the day, the director is the leader. So everything that goes right or wrong is they're going to always be their fault. So I would say definitely as the director, still keep your hands in it. Add your little piece in there. For number four, number four, I would say, ooh, sheesh, I don't have a number 4 or 5.
okay. Well, I know, honey, and I know that, like I said, you've been teaching 4 classes. You're literally on your lunch break, so that's okay, not a problem. This show is as real as it gets, guys. It's not
Yep,
filtered. It's raw, and this is just the life of a child care director for sure.
yep,
As
yep.
as my alarm's going off to say, time to get on the podcast with Rashawn. All right,
Well,
so
here we are.
as we start to wrap up, I know there are a lot of directors that feel like they don't always know when to step in and offer more support versus when to
Hmm.
give their team some space to figure it out. So how do you know
Yeah.
when to give more guidance and when to let them just run with it?
I give more guidance when they ask for it. I need to know that my director can do what I'm asking her to do. I need to know that she can give the support that's needed. Me always going in to save the day doesn't give her the confidence to act
Mm,
as the director would. Now, if I can hear the chatter that there's faults and faulty line in there, then I might step into her and say, "Hey, this is what I'm hearing," or "Hey, this is what I'm seeing. Don't forget," or I don't ever pull apart what she did or what she said. It's
mm,
always a, "Hey, add in this," or "What do you think about that?" or "Have you thought about that?" Because I'm going to trust that she's going to act as if it were me, with her spin on it, because I
yeah.
am the owner. So you're not going to go rogue. I want you to have your identity, but within the confines of the brand. So, um, I make sure to give that support when needed. I don't butt in if it's not needed, because I want her to stand on her own. I am currently molding and train and molding and making my director, as I step back more because of all the other things I have to do. So
Mm-hmm.
we're dealing with as things come up. Okay, what would you do? How would you handle it? Okay, let's talk about it. And there's days where she's like, "I don't know," and I said, "Well, no, let's think this through.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the scenario." So there's always a scenario driven session, or it's just something to make her feel confident in, if this happens and it's on your doorstep, how are you going to handle it without, with
Yeah.
no butt in from me. At the end, you then tell me what happened. At the end, you then say, "Hey, this is how it ended," versus every step of the way you're calling for
Yeah.
for advice.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love that. All right, as we start to wrap up, let's talk about what's the long-term payoff here. How does coaching and mentoring impact the overall success of your childcare program, both in terms of the team morale and the quality of
hmm
the care that you provide?
Um, Again, it goes back to, as the owner, I'm giving my director everything she needs to do it as if it were me. And if my families and my staff know that Mama Sean's going to give it 100%, my director needs to give it 150%. So I give it to her as if it were me. And when it's not, I'm like, okay, what happened? I gave you the secret recipe. You didn't need to add anything. You didn't need to take anything away. So what did you do wrong? And that's the first thing, because I gave it to her the way I crafted it, because the parents and the children and the staff are telling me it's perfect. So if I see something different, what did you do wrong? And 9 times out of 10, something was wrong. So I do my best to make sure that I set her up for success. I give her what she needs exactly as she needs it, with her spin on it, and teach her how to be warm, how to be this, how to be all those things, because that's what Mama Sean is. Mama Sean is
Hmm.
warm. She's cuddly. She's this, she's all those things. And even though you're not, this is what everyone is used to. That's why they chose us. This is what you
Mm.
need to give.
Oh,
Hands
yeah, yeah.
down, no
Preach it,
exceptions.
preach it.
No exceptions. No exceptions. And so it's softening her. She's getting there. But again, okay. And she'll say, Mama, I almost. And I'm like, the fact that you didn't, you're growing. The fact that you could
Mm.
have, but you're growing. Good. Now let's fine tune it a little more, because we still got a little bit, there's a little bit of
Hmm.
sauciness still there. We need to, so when you're open to train, and when you're open to being coached, when you're open to being taught, then I can help you. But if you're closed off, I can't, you're going to have to drown. I can't do nothing for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
So if this episode got you thinking about how you can improve your coaching and mentoring skills, I've got the perfect opportunity for you. Come join us at the Early Childhood Empowerment Conference this May 2nd through the 4th in Rhode Island. 3 days packed with learning, networking, and
Yep.
inspiration. You will walk away with new strategies, fresh ideas, and a chance
Yep.
to connect with amazing educators just like
Yes.
Rashawn, who is going to be speaking on Leadership Day
Yes.
on Friday, talking about this right here, mentoring and
Yep.
coaching your team. So if you're ready to
Yes.
make a
Yes.
change at your program, I cannot beg you enough. You've got 3 weeks left.
Yes.
Get your ticket and head on down to the
Yep.
Early Childhood Empowerment Conference. Rashawn, I love you. Thank you for squeezing us in.
You're
We will see
welcome.
you.
Anything for you, friend.
We will see
Anything for
you
you.
so soon. All right.
Yes.
Have a great
Bye.
day. Bye bye.
You too. Bye.
For those of you out there listening, thank you as always. Have a great day.